What can you expect when someone gets dementia? I'm going to break down 5 categories of what every caregiver can expect when somebody gets diagnosed with dementia. And it's my goal that this video will help prepare any caregivers who are new and facing this journey, but also that it can help you, especially through the comments from other Careblazers. As we go through these categories and you hear these 5 big things that every caregiver can expect, I know that you are going to have your own comments about things that you have experienced. And I'd love for you to leave that in a comment below so that you can support other caregivers trying to prepare themselves in the best possible way for what's ahead. So let's break this down. Number one, the first category is going to be the category we're all already familiar with. So let's get it out of the way. Thinking changes. No matter what type of dementia somebody has, they will experience changes in their thinking. And it may or may not be memory. We don't have to have memory problems to have dementia. It can be things like their attention changes, their ability to learn information changes, their ability to follow instructions, be socially appropriate, understand language, speak language. All of those things fall under this category of thinking changes. And no matter what, every person with any type of dementia will experience problems with thinking. So that means us as caregivers have to come to expect that however your loved one is today with their thinking abilities, sure, they are already going to have some challenges. They're going to have more challenges and it's going to change. Either their current symptoms are going to get worse and or they will develop new thinking problems and symptoms. So that's the first thing that we can all expect. The other category, which most of us might be familiar with, is that no matter what type of dementia the person has, they will experience physical changes, meaning they will likely start to have problems using their body, whether that's walking, moving, coordination, balance, being able to pick something up, move things around, their ability to see the environment accurately. Those types of physical changes will be happening. Even their ability to eat and taste food. The third thing that every caregiver can expect when caring for somebody with dementia is that it will have a profound impact on you, on the caregiver. Absolutely, caregiving can be rewarding and there can be so much joy and love in the process. I want to say that. However, it is important for all of us to know, especially as we're trying to prepare in the best way possible for caring for a loved one with dementia, that it will also come with incredible amounts of stress, perhaps frustration and confusion and overwhelm. And that's just part of the process. It doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It means this is a really, really hard condition with limited specialists available, with lots of medical providers and healthcare providers who don't have a lot of training and information on dementia, with a lot of misinformation out there. So the more you try to do research on your own, the more confusing and overwhelming it can get. We cannot deny the fact that if you're caring for a loved one with dementia, you can expect that it will have an impact on you. Sure, some positive impact, but also some really hard, uncomfortable, difficult impact as well. Number 4, and I hate that this is a category, but this seems to be the case, is that if somebody you love has dementia, you as the caregiver will likely experience some sort of frustration with the healthcare system, whether that's trying to get things approved for insurance, being able to get appointments at a time and day that fits for you at a time that's soon enough to be able to even help with what you need, to find the doctors and healthcare providers who know what they're talking about and have training in dementia, or even those who maybe have great training and information, but only have a short amount of time to share with you, so you can't get all the information, trying to figure out how to qualify your loved one for certain services, getting the right paperwork in place, checking all the boxes. All of these things in and of itself can feel like a really difficult full-time job. And we haven't even talked about the actual caregiving in your own life and everything else you have to do and are responsible for. But for sure, I think our healthcare system in many ways, at least here in the United States, can feel really confusing and overwhelming. And I think it's something for caregivers to be prepared for, to know like, oh, yep, this is part of the deal. I knew this was going to happen. This must be what it feels like. I'm curious if you are watching from another country, if this is true for you too, just in terms of the overarching healthcare system. You can let us know in the comments. And then the fifth category of things that we can all expect if we're caring for somebody with any type of dementia is that it's going to change your relationships. And I mean this will change your relationship for sure with the person you are caring for. The dynamic will change, especially, if you're a spouse and you went from intimate conversations and romantic situations to all of a sudden you're more of this caregiver, caretaker, care partner, doing things that you normally wouldn't have been able to do. The relationship changes. Same thing as if you're an adult child caring for a parent. It sometimes can feel like the roles have reversed, but also it's going to change relationships you have with other people in your life. For instance, if you're caring for maybe a parent with dementia and you're married, this dynamic might change the relationship you have with your spouse, maybe bring you closer together as you realize how supportive and understanding your spouse is as you step into this caregiving role, but maybe also add some tension or difficulty as your spouse has a hard time with how much time you're dedicating to caregiving. It can also change relationships in terms of other family members and friends you have in your life. You will see some family members and friends step up to the plate and be there for you and love you and care for you and support you in the most amazing and profound ways. That's my goal and wish for everybody. Not everybody gets that. Some people do. Most people, what they're going to see is that friends and family members are going to have no idea what to do, are going to feel very uncomfortable, may not even understand enough about dementia to understand everything you're going through, and they might pull away. They might disappear. They might move to the background, and you might find yourself with less relationships than you had at the beginning of this journey. Those are the 5 main categories I think every single caregiver will experience when they're caring for somebody with dementia. You will experience thinking changes in your loved one, physical changes in your loved one. You will experience profound changes and impact on you, both positive and a lot negative. And you will experience healthcare system frustration as well as changes in relationships with your loved one and other people. I should add also, you'll experience some changes in the relationship you have with yourself. Hopefully, those changes will be really great when you develop the insight and realization that you're capable of so much more than you thought, that you're stronger than you ever imagined, and that you've developed a sense of commitment and boundaries and just a sense of knowing you're doing the best you possibly can, even when other people don't realize it. There's a lot of self-growth to happen on this caregiving journey. I think that's something that certainly doesn't get talked about enough, but it is a strategic byproduct of caregiving for sure. Now, I'm curious, is there another category you would add, or do you just want to share a specific example that falls into one of these categories? Leave them below. If you found a video like this helpful, or you resonate a lot with these categories I'm talking about, and you want to learn to work through them in a supportive environment and create your whole network of new best friends and supporters, I really encourage you to check out our Care Collective, where we talk about this stuff every single week. Not only just what it is, but how do we get through it? How are other Careblazers getting through it? And how can we support one another as we go through this journey? So that link is in the description below. I'll be back next week with another video. As always, sending you love. Bye. Also, Nico gets a belly rub for every person who subscribes from this video. So if you haven't already, click the red subscribe button. It's totally free, and Nico says thank you very much.